Greetings and welcome. Today we'll examine Joe Pesci, one of Hollywood's most enduring stars. Joe has never lost his spark, even at 81, so you might need to take a deep breath when you visit him today. You won't believe how much he has changed over the years while maintaining the same charisma that made him a star in his early flicks, so stick with me through to the very finish. Many of us will always remember the name Joe Pesci. His career was impacted by his unforgettable parts in endearing and provocative movies. Joe has always added more to each role he has done, whether it is his ferocious presence in criminal dramas or his clever wit that made us laugh aloud. His 86th birthday today serves as a potent reminder that genuine talent never ages. His tale actually demonstrates how aging can give one a deeper insight and perspective. There is something very amazing about Joe's continued success, despite the fact that you might expect a man who has been on our screens for so long to be totally different now. Today, Joe Pesci blends aspects of the past and contemporary. Decades of vocation, passion, and dedication are evident in his face. Sentences about humor, tenacity, and an unyielding spirit are among them. These symptoms of aging enhance his overall impression of knowledge and character rather than diminish it. You will notice the familiar glitter in his eyes that indicates he is still the same person we fell in love with years ago, even though you might be shocked by how much he has changed. Many of us grew up watching Joe Pesci in his iconic roles. Everyone who saw his films was impacted by his work, whether it was his humorous one-liners that made us chuckle or his tense moments that had us on the tip of our seats. Time and recognition haven't taken away from Joe's distinctive style, even as he continues into his 80s. His recent excursions reveal a self-assured man who has experienced life to the fullest and continues to find joy in every situation. Such comfort and assurance may be a model for all of us. It's difficult to stay up with the demands of a Hollywood career, where youth is typically valued more highly than experience, and trends shift swiftly. However, Joe Pesci disproves those presumptions on a daily basis. His most recent photographs show a man who has lived life to the fullest. His unwavering eyes and self-assured smile convey that genuine skill only gets greater with practice. Seeing him now serves as a reminder to those who have followed his career that a legend's heart never changes despite changes in appearance. Joe's trip is highly compelling since it effectively combines the past and present. You can still hear the fervor and intensity that made him famous years ago when you watch his interviews. His statements have the weight of decades of expertise in the area, and he is a man who does not hold back when discussing his experiences. Once full of pure passion, his voice now bears the serene wisdom of someone who has experienced life to the fullest. Furthermore, his behaviors continue to be fascinating despite the fact that his appearance has changed throughout time. Joe Pesci's ability to handle the years has many admirers in awe. Joe demonstrates that there is something quite seductive about accepting who you are in a society when many people feel under pressure to look young at all costs. The life engraved on his face, his silver hair, and his wrinkles are all signs of dignity. They tell the story of a guy who has seen it all and has come to recognize the beauty in every aspect of growing older. You may need to pause and breathe deeply when you see him today, not in shock, but in respect for a guy who has led such a daring life. The sight of Joe Pesci today also evokes recollections. We may travel back in time and rediscover the films and events that made us fall in love with him all those years ago, thanks to his latest interviews and public appearances. His tale takes us back to a time when the appeal of films came mostly from sincere performances and appealing characters. Remember when his films were a regular part of your life as you watch this video. His graceful aging and those recollections combine to provide a potent emotional and inspirational blend. Joe Pesci's story is about more than just wanting to look younger or remain the same. It's a tale of maturing, adapting, and living a moral life. His belief in living freely and without fear of change is evident in every action he takes today. And that lesson is applicable to everyone, not just those in Hollywood. We accept who we are, despite the fact that we change throughout time, which is what makes us genuinely special. The greatest approach to deal with aging, according to Joe Pesci, is to embrace it and allow each wrinkle and mark on your face to serve as a reminder that you have a fascinating life to tell. When you stop to think about it, your actual power comes from how thoroughly you have lived, not from how old you are. Joe Pesci is a wonderful example of how to manage time with poise, humor, and assurance. He tells us every time he confronts the light that the more memories, tales, and yes, wrinkles you have acquired, the better life gets. Rather of resisting time, he embraces it as an essential part of his path. And that's a very positive attribute. I want you to reflect on your own path before we conclude. How often do we care about maintaining our appearance from years past when, in fact, the knowledge we acquire is what really makes us strong? Joe Pesci demonstrates that although appearances might vary, the most important traits never do. Despite what others may think, his narrative is one of tenacity, passion, and an unyielding dedication to being himself. He reminds us that every stage of life has its own beauty and that growing older is a sign of respect. I appreciate you following along while I analyze Joe Pesci, an 81-year-old Hollywood icon who never ceases to astound us. I hope this trip through his life has been enjoyable for you and that his unwavering attitude has inspired you as much as it has me. Simply leave a remark highlighting your favorite Joe Pesci moment or your thoughts on his life story. Keep in mind that every facial line and wrinkle conveys a tale that merits respect. Like Joe Pesci whenever he grins, have a great day and never stop admiring the stars that illuminate our screens and our lives.